Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about calculating percentages from a two-way table. It's very important to remember going into this video that a percent is calculated by doing the part divided by the whole. So for instance, if I had these blue tally marks and these green tally marks, and if I asked what percent of the tally marks are green, I would count that there are 2 that are green out of the total that are there. In total, there are 7 tally marks, so it would be 2 out of 7, which I would use my calculator to get 0.029. And then to know the percentage, I would multiply that by 100, and that would tell me that 29% of the tally marks were green. So let's go ahead and practice some of these with the two-way tables. So when we get these questions, they're going to be phrased in this way. What percent of blank like blank? And so the first part, what percent of people who like country music? That's our whole. So the first part of it tells us what our whole group is. So what percent of people who like country music? So the people that like country music, the total number is 251. So that's our whole. And then they say, what percent of those people are male? That's going to be our part. So the part of the country music that are male are 106. So we're going to take our calculators and we're going to do 106 divided by 251. And so that gives us 0.42, which we multiply by 100 to get our final answer, which is 42%. So let's try another of those. So next question asks, what percent of people like country music? So our whole is what percent of people. So that's my whole. So I need to look and see how many people were surveyed. So 1,015 people were surveyed. So that's going to be my whole. And then my part is of those people who like country music. So of all of the people surveyed, 251 like country music. So we're going to take our calculator and divide 251 by 1,015 to give me 25.25. Actually, let's be clear. In my calculator, I got 0.247, but because the digit to the right was over 5, I rounded it up to 0.25, which gives me that my final answer when I multiply that by 100 is 25%. Okay, so what percent of the people surveyed were male? So we need to ask ourselves, what is the whole and what is the part? So the whole, what percent of the people surveyed? So again, how many people were surveyed? 1,015. So that's my whole. And of those, how many were male? So of those total people, how many were male? 498. So we'll take and we'll do part divided by whole. 498 divided by 1,015 gives me 0.49. So my final answer is 49%. So almost half of the people surveyed were male. And then this last one wants to know what percent of males like rock. So I need to know what is my part and what is my whole. So of males, that's my whole. So of males, the total number of males was 498. So that's my denominator. And of those males, how many like rock? So 152 like rock, so that's my numerator. And then we take our calculator and we do 152 divided by 498, which gives us 0.305. So I need to round that up to 31%. So 31% of males like rock, which would not be the greatest percent. The greatest percent we can tell is going to be 240 because that's the highest number in the male category. So the greatest percentage of males like rap. For females, if we look at the female column, the greatest amount of females liked rock.